Welcome to Bourbon and BS, the podcast where I dive deep into the world of spirits, one shot at a time. I'm Mike Fody, founder and director of the Bourbon and Spirits Training Company, where my goal is to help you master spirits to guide your future choices. In this episode, I'll discuss two topics, both of which are relatively short, but they focus directly on the spirits you choose and how to take care of them. The first topic I'll discuss is the full whiskey workshop that's going to be held at the Buffalo Distilling Company, 860 Seneca Street in Buffalo, on April 26th from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. The second half of the podcast will take a quick look at keeping your spirits stored properly to maximize the product's aromas and flavors over time. So as I mentioned, on April 26th from 7:30 a.m. until 3 p.m., the Bourbon and Spirits Training Company is hosting its next whiskey workshop. It's a full-day grain-to-glass educational experience held in one of Buffalo's most storied industrial landmarks, the historic Jacob Duchmann Carriage factory built in the 1890s. This building isn't just a backdrop, it's part of the story. Once home to Jacob Duchmann's Carriage factory and later the contractor's ornamental steel company, the structure has been restored and revitalized as the modern home of the Buffalo Distilling Company. In 2016, after years of renovation, the distillery moved into the historic space, bringing new life to a brand originally founded in 1883, just blocks away. Today, visitors walk the same floors where carriages were built more than a century ago, surrounded by original brickwork, preserved architectural features that anchor the experience firmly in Buffalo's industrial heritage. The Whiskey Workshop is built for people who want more than marketing stories. It's rooted in education and spirits transparency. The spirits world is full of romanticized narratives, borrowed histories, and labels that don't always tell the truth. This workshop exists to cut through that noise. The mission is simple. Teach people how to choose spirits based on knowledge, not hype. You'll learn how grains, fermentation, distillation, barrel chemistry, and aging environments shape the whiskey you drink. You'll build a sensory vocabulary that helps you evaluate quality, identify flaws, communicate with friends, and understand the real craft behind the bottle. As far as I go, I founded the Bourbon and Spirits Training Company. I'm a UK whiskey ambassador, executive bourbon steward, and the host of Bourbon and BS, which is Bold Spirits, a spirit-loving podcast. I'm known for my clear, practical teaching style and commitment to transparency in the spirits industry. As the industry has had a downturn of late, certain practices that may not be helpful for you to pick your future spirits have been engaged in, and I want to cut through all that noise. My work focuses on empowering consumers, helping them understand production, decoding labels, and making informed decisions in a market where marketing often overshadows truth. So who's a workshop for? This full-day experience is ideal for enthusiasts who want to understand why they like what they like, newer whiskey drinkers seeking a structured introduction, somebody who wants hands-on interaction with someone who has trained to help people understand spirit. It's also for hospitality and retail professionals who need deeper product knowledge, home distillers and hobbyists looking for real production science, and anyone who wants clarity, honesty, and hands-on learning. What the day includes, the Whiskey Workshop blends classroom learning, guided tastings, and real distillery immersion. The agenda includes the foundations of whiskey production, some history, includes the grains, mash bills, fermentation, and flavor development, distillation science, pot stills versus columns, cuts, congeners, and shaping spirits, barrel chemistry and maturation, the science behind the wood, climate effects, aging variables, and finishing. It also includes a bit about flavor mapping and sensory training to help you guide your building of your palate and your understanding of why you sense what you sense. There's a distillery walkthrough and tour. It's a behind-the-scenes tour of the historic Duchmann building. and the Buffalo Distilling Company, which was originally founded by Gustav Fleischmann in the 1880s. We'll talk about tasting, and we'll do multiple spirit evaluations, and then there'll be an open Q&A. It's a very transparent process. I love to have people ask questions. We'll talk about pricing versus value and navigate the modern whiskey industry. By the end of the day, you'll walk away with a deeper understanding of whiskey, a sharper palate, and the confidence to evaluate spirits based on truth, not marketing. If you're not ready for a full-day whiskey workshop, and for those who want a shorter, more relaxed experience, the Deluxe Tour and Tasting offers a fun, immersive walk through the entire operation at the Buffalo Distilling Company. You'll explore the historic building, see the full production process, and enjoy a curated tastings of bourbon, whiskey, Krupnik, and other Buffalo-made spirits. It's perfect for guests who want to experience without committing to a full day of training. What do you need to do? Whether you're ready for the full-day whiskey workshop or you prefer the Deluxe Tour and Tastings, which are held once a month at the distillery on a Saturday, now is the time to reserve your spot. Both experiences are held in the Buffalo's most unique historic space and have limited capacity to keep things personal, hands-on, and high quality. Go to my website for more information and to register today at bisonbourbonspiritstc.com. So let's move on to storage options for spirits, particularly whiskey. Upright is the standard and the safest. Most spirits, whether it's whiskey, rum, tequila, gin, vodka, whatever your choice, are stored upright at the distillery, shipped upright, and displayed upright because it protects both the liquid and the closure. Why upright is the best? High ABV plus cork contact equals trouble. Alcohol can damage the cork, and there are many producers that are still using standard cork. Unlike wine spirits, which are a lower ABV in the 8 to 12% range, or beer, which is usually bottle capped, the ABV of spirits are, by law, most of them required to be 40% plus. If they're stored on their side, the alcohol can degrade natural cork, causing cork crumbling, off flavors, leaking or evaporation, oxidation, and seal failure over time. This is why experts recommend upright storage for spirits. Modern closures don't need moisture. Most whiskey and spirits today use synthetic corks, screw caps, or glass stoppers. These do not require liquid contact to stay sealed, so horizontal storage offers no benefit and increases the risk of seepage or material interaction. Spirits also don't age in the bottle. Unlike wine, spirits do not improve with bottle aging. There's no upside to horizontal storage, only potential downside. When might horizontal storage be acceptable? Really only in one scenario. When you have natural cork plus a low ABV, typically below 30%. Some liqueurs, vermouth, or amari with natural corks can benefit slightly from the cork moisture to prevent drying. But even then, most sources still recommend upright storage with proper humidity, which is 50 to 70%, to protect the cork. As always, I will include the verbiage from this podcast as a blog on my website. And there'll be a quick comparison table, but just to briefly give you a comparison, for spirits like whiskey, bourbon, rye, rum, tequila, gin, brandy, cognac, all of those spirits are 40% ABV plus, so you should store them upright to protect the cork, to stop the flavors from being affected by oxidation that might happen if there's any kind of leakage. The other two product categories, like vermouth and low-proof spirits, they usually should be stored upright, but wine can be stored sideways, and that keeps the cork moist. But it's not relevant to spirits, and if the producer is using a non-cork substitute, it really doesn't need to be stored horizontally either. The bottom line is store all spirits upright. Only consider sideways storage for low-proof, cork-finished liquors, and even then, upright with the proper humidity is still the safer long-term choice. Thanks again for joining me on this whiskey deep dive, which wasn't so deep this time, but I hope you can join me for a whiskey workshop or one of our deluxe distillery tours to gain deeper insights into the production of whiskey and spirits. Whether as a beginner discovering new flavors or an aficionado pursuing perfection, the journey always has another fascinating glass and another fascinating story to offer. Join me at the Buffalo Distilling Company on April 26th, 2026, and you'll be able to get this first-hand experience in my whiskey workshop. A special shout out to the Buffalo Distilling Company for the use of their distillery for tours, tastings, and the whiskey workshop. Again, please leave questions or comments on my website at bisonbourbonspiritstc.com. That's bisonbourbonspiritstc.com. This podcast provides general information and entertainment. Always drink responsibly and consult local regulations before imbibing. The podcast is meant for listeners who are of legal drinking age only. I'll be back the next time with another deep dive. Until then, check out the blog, explore the merchandise, and join me for a workshop or tasting at the Buffalo Distilling Company. Until the next podcast, keep sipping, keep exploring, and remember, good whiskey is like a well-crafted story. If you love Bourbon and BS, tell a friend. I'm trying to grow this podcast and my blog the old-fashioned way, one honest pour and one interested listener at a time. Cheers to bold spirits and curious minds.